This is my first time shooting in the S-Log 3 color profile, so forgive me if things are a little off. I am color correcting this for the first time ever in this video. I just got the Sony a7 IV, so this is kind of like a hot test, I guess, a live test, whatever you call it. But we got some important stuff to talk about today. So in the last video you saw of me, I talked about my mental state and how I was almost back into like a depression state that I got myself out of. I think I did a really good job articulating what was going on in my head at the time. And if I had left any questions unanswered, let me know. The video is dropping today. I'm filming this earlier in the day, but it's dropping today. I want to have this one out by the end of the week. But basically, I've come to the conclusion that I'm just not fit to be a homeowner. And you guys are probably like, oh, well, Julian, in this market, of course you sold your house. Like, why wouldn't you sell your house in this market? And it's, it has nothing to do with the money aspect because I just bought my house. So I didn't really make a lot. And what I made basically paid off previous debts so I could kind of start fresh. And there's so much going on behind me. I have no idea what's going on. I live in a more cityer area now. I think they're good. Part of my mental state issue was that I was trying to do too much. And I talked a video like maybe 3-4 videos ago talking about wearing hats and how wearing too many hats can affect you, and how if you list your hats out, you could kind of navigate which ones are actually important to you and which ones aren't. And when I did that, homeownership hat wasn't as important to me as I thought. And it's one of those things where society almost tells you, like, this is the thing to do, so do it. Follow suit. This is what you're supposed to do. This is what makes you successful. And people treat you differently. Like, not just like average day-to-day Joes, you and me, I'm talking like companies. Insurance is cheaper for a minor, or not a minor, but under the age of 25, insurance is cheaper for you when you own a house because you prove you're responsible. I find it all to be BS if you ask me, but it is what it is. That's neither here nor there. I'm just telling you, this is what society says is the right thing to do. And I'm telling you, sometimes society isn't always right. And it's not always right for you. Because let me tell you, owning a home is a headache, bro. Like, I'm the type of person where my energy and my effort has to be all in my content, right? It has to be all in the videos I'm making. For the last month, I've been going through the process of trying to sell my home, and it's taking so much of my mental space that I haven't been able to put videos out over here because I don't know what to create because my mind is so stuck on, I have to sell this house. And I'm not the type of person that's like, oh, for example, if you can't sell this house, you can't move. That's not me. Like, if I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. I don't want to be held back by anything. And a lot of people are like, oh, renting isn't good. Renting is a waste of money, blah, blah, blah. Like, listen, I waste my money on a lot of stupid stuff every day. If you're telling me having a roof over my head is a waste of money, then I'm going to be wasting money the rest of my life because I need a place to live. I'm not the type that's like, oh, if something breaks, I'm going to just jump over and fix it. I actually hate doing that, and I had to do it. Like, I had no other option because your options are when you own a home, either you pay someone to come and do it or you do it yourself. All these big trucks today, like, they just don't want me to make this video. Most times I would have to do it myself because I couldn't afford to pay somebody to do it, which again is fine if you know what you're doing or if you enjoy that sort of thing. But my spare energy, anything that I'm not spent, being with my son or working on, making money to support my household, I want it to be spent on my content, not on worrying about my house and if this is going wrong, that's going wrong. Not saying that my house had a lot of stuff going wrong, but when it did, it was a pain. And not to mention, it was an area where I wasn't happy there. Like, I wasn't happy where I was living at all. And again, when you're a content creator, happiness is important. So young people, listen, I'm telling you right now, before I even get into what I was about to say, I don't know if I'll ever buy a house again. That's how I feel after owning a home. And I don't want to push that onto you guys because there are some of you who would make amazing homeowners. And like, that's some of your like life goals, and you should go for it. If that's your goal, go for it. Because I wouldn't have known that I'm not a great homeowner if I didn't try it myself first. With that being said, go for it, try it. I just feel like for me, it just wasn't it. It wasn't it. And there's a lot of things that I don't want to say I could have done, because owning a home was good for me because it allowed me to give myself a fresh start, pay off debt, and really kind of try this new life with almost a clean slate. Like, I still have my car, and actually that's about it. I just have my car and my rent. So with a clean slate, here we are, which is good. But at the same time, in a regular market where things aren't like this, it would be hard to try and like say, all right, I'm gonna buy a house in 2 years, I'm gonna sell it. It would be very, very difficult because not all the like I basically bought at a like perfect time to do what I did. And what I'm saying to you is this market is so crazy right now that I don't know if anybody else can replicate that at this moment in time. And maybe you could. Maybe you could. You have to find the right house. There's so many things. Like, listen, if you are into that, go find someone who makes flipping videos. Do that. I accidentally flipped. I flipped my house by accident. And like I said, it worked out. You know, we did what we had to do. We got out of there, and we're basically starting fresh and here in this new area with a lot going on and closer to New York City, where we, you know, can go out and film and do stuff and be more active on here. It makes more sense. And honestly, the biggest portion of it is really just mindset. Having my brain together to where I could sit down. I literally woke up, I did my new skincare routine I got going on. I came here, I sat down, and I said, I'm gonna film this video today. On a normal day, I might not be able to do that. I might have to look outside and say, oh, the grass needs to be cut. And if it's snowing, oh, snow needs to be removed. I don't have to do that anymore. I don't have to do any of those anymore. And I'm so much happier for it. That's just not me. You guys are probably like, oh, you're corny. You should be more of a man. Like, nah, listen. If it ain't you, it ain't you. It doesn't matter. Like, again, here y'all go with the society norms. Like, yes, you know, you may cut grass. And like, don't get me wrong, when we did have the house, Alyssa never cut our grass. Alyssa never shoveled. I did that because that's, you know, what me as the man of my house expected myself to do. At this point, I just pay my bills and I go on about my life and make my videos. And if something goes wrong in here, I let the property manager know. It's just so much more of a vibe for me, and it works out better for my family. Like, I'm happy, I'm content. And I think we need to focus more on honing in on that one thing that's going to be our life and make that the number one priority. Like, for example, YouTube is going to be my life. I've already made that very clear. I'm focused on that. I went out and bought a Sony a7 IV because I know YouTube's going to be my life. That is what I'm focused on. I have my family, then my channel. And that's literally the only hats I have to wear now. Well, obviously I gotta, you know, bills. So I gotta make money. But I'm trying to combine the two and make it so like I can do it while doing this, and that would make me happier. But for right now, I do have to go make money. Man, like, it doesn't bother me anymore. Those are the three hats I wear. I cut down a lot, and I love it. I'm excited. I'm excited for the new beginnings. And oh, what I want to give you guys tips. If you are looking to buy a home, if you do think you want to be a homeowner, number one, and the biggest thing is really consider your area. Who are you around? What are you around? What time do things close in your area? Because in my last area, everything closed at 10 o'clock. And if you know anything about me, my night isn't getting started normally until around 10 o'clock. So stay away from stuff like that. I mean, if that's you. What type of food is in the area? Because where I was before, there was nothing. You had McDonald's, Wendy's, and that's about it. And they weren't good. See, in my new area, that's something I do have to deal with because I want it to be in a busier area, but nothing's ever going to be perfect. And that's the other thing you got to realize too. Nothing ever is ever going to be like, oh, that's exactly how I want it. No, nothing's ever going to be like that. There are some sacrifices you have to make. And we, for the most part, have great mics. So you probably even barely heard what I'm talking about, but it still bothers me while I'm trying to record. The other thing you want to consider is how much are you willing to spend? Because that dictates the quality of what you get depending on where you are. Because you could spend less and have a crappier house, but then if you go in another area, you can have the same amount of money, give you a really beautiful home. Where you want to be? How much are you trying to spend? There's all types of things that go into it. And then really like figure out your goal for that home. Like, I knew when I was buying that house that I wouldn't live there forever. Are you looking for your forever home, or are you looking for a bank? Some people use homes as a bank. Some people buy condos to be their bank. I'm not giving homeowner tips. I don't know anything about it. Clearly, that's why I got out of it. But look into these things because they're very serious. I shouldn't say I know nothing about it. I did a lot of research. I know a lot about it, but I'm not here to give you guys any of those right now because I don't think you guys care. Basically, what I'm here to tell you is my mental state is a lot better now that I sold my home. I'm more so on the fact of avoiding what society says for us to do and focus on what we as people need to do for our mental state to be happy. I spent 15 minutes here rambling about this and talking on this video, so I hope it helps you guys. I'm probably gonna edit it down, but I hope it helps you guys, and I hope I got the colors right because I don't know. And I'm also in a new editing software. Shout out to DaVinci Resolve. I'm giving that a shot. It's been working well on the Mac. My last video was on DaVinci Resolve, so let me know if you guys like it. But yeah, we're out of here, guys. Keep grinding, keep chasing your dreams. Remember, nothing with them because we out. Peace. Go, 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 yo, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way.